It's summer 2014 and I walked over to my friend's house to play with some Nerf guns or something. But today was different. He pulls out his tablet wanting to show me this new game that he found. I look over at his tablet and see just 4 words on the screen, saying Five Nights at Freddy's. And little did I know how much this game would become a part of my life. Five Nights at Freddy's was released on August 8th, 2014, and was created by an indie game developer named Scott Cawthon. He had created multiple other projects and games before Five Nights at Freddy's, but they were not the most popular. One of these games, Chipper and Sons Lumber Co., was created in 2013. And in this game, we follow a lumber company run by Chipper, and the player would play as his son Tyke. Tyke's tasks throughout the game included collecting wood, talking to characters, building things, and playing minigames. Many people made fun of the characters, saying that they looked creepy and like lifeless animatronics. Scott would take this criticism as an inspiration for his next project. In this new game, you, the player, are set in an office as a night guard, and your job is to watch the building until 6 a.m. But throughout your shift, you realize that the animatronics move around the building at night, and even try getting into your office. The original FNAF 1 cast included Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy, and of course, the game's secret character, Golden Freddy.
See you on the flip side.
Oh god! What the f***? What the f***? Okay? Not okay!
And if there's one thing that this game mastered, it's ambiance. From the dark rooms and hallways to the random circus music that would play, FNAF really knew how to scare its players. And it was completely unique for the time. Because of this, the game became very popular and many different YouTubers even played the game, including Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, Corey X Kenshin, and many more. This would lead Scott to create many sequels and spin-offs, but I'm sure y'all have already heard this story. Okay, so now let's talk about why I was so scared of these games, starting with FNAF 1. So why was I terrified of this game? Honestly, I'm not sure, but to be fair, I was 7 years old when this game came out, and when I saw Chica come up to the door on my friend's tablet, I was like, yep, I'm done, that's too scary for me. Like, I couldn't drive at the time, but if I was this night guard, I would already be on my way home, booking it, away from this place. That's how scary it was. I hated Bonnie and Chica the most, I think. The scariest thing to me was the eyes. Like, they gave me nightmares. And sometimes I would kind of start to see things. Like, I would be sitting in my room and looking out the window, and I swear I would see Chica staring through the window back at me. And that was my experience with FNAF 1. FNAF 2 I didn't mind as much. I remember I was at youth group and this kid who was literally like 4 or 5 was showing me FNAF 2 on his mom's phone, and I thought that the designs of the toy animatronics looked a little funny to me. But I did love the Withered designs. And to this day, Withered Freddy is still my favorite character. I was never really scared of FNAF 3. I thought the concept of Fazbear Entertainment having a horror attraction was cool, but besides that, not much to note on this game, unfortunately. But the animation from Piemations was really funny on this game. FNAF 4 was Scott's attempt at making a scarier game after people said that FNAF 3 wasn't that scary. And I would say he succeeded, even though this game never really scared me as much. The fact that you're in a house is a bit scary, but the best way to describe how I felt about this game is that I was more scared of FNAF 1 because the characters look more like animatronics or mascots. The cast in FNAF 4 just looked like monsters, which are scary I guess, but to me it felt more fake if that makes any sense. And it's still a spooky game.
Exotic butters.
But now let's get into Sister Location. Sister Location was a new concept at more of a story type of FNAF game, with some great horror elements. From the dark rooms to the vents you would have to crawl through, to seeing the faces of the animatronics open up when you got jump scared, this game really spooked me. The thing, or I guess the animatronic that scared me the most was Circus Baby. I hated Circus Baby. Like, not as a character or anything, she's fine, but as a kid she absolutely terrified me. I remember that my friend who showed me FNAF, it was his birthday, and I had a sleepover at his house. And let's just say I didn't do very much sleeping because he had a calendar that had Circus Baby on it, and she was literally staring at me while I was trying to sleep. And I was so scared I just went downstairs and played a Skylanders game on his PlayStation all night. Another thing that scares me sometimes even now was some of the FNAF made analog horror series. Some of these were made so incredibly well and showed the dark side of FNAF. Some of these included the tapes created by Baddington, the Walton Files, and many others. And let's not forget some of the amazing fan games like Five Nights at Candy's, The Joy of Creation, One Night at Flumpty's, and the many others. After this point, I gradually stopped fearing FNAF and started to become more fascinated with the story, and even watched so much game theory to try to get a bit of an idea what was happening with the lore, even though it's so confusing and I still don't understand it fully. I would also watch FusionZ Gamer and Doggo a lot, and Mark whenever he would post his side of the gameplay. And nowadays I love FNAF and I'm even making a video on it. FNAF also grew my fascination with animatronics and how they work, and I enjoy doing research on animatronics from Chuck E. Cheese and the Rockfire Explosion. It's cool to see how much this game changed mascot horror as a genre, and how many people have put so much passion into fan projects, songs, games, and many other things. And that's how I went from being terrified of FNAF to loving it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, consider subscribing, only if you want to though. And let me know if you would like to see some more FNAF style content because I've got ideas. That's all from me, and have an amazing day.